Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is about 3:17, so I'll try to end this by 3:32, maybe 3:33, whatever. But first of all, I want to start off by saying, Sega Genesis 4100, I accept your apology. And as I said, you do have a right to rant on what you don't like. But I ask of you again, please get your facts straight, all right? I mean, I know it may seem like, from what other people have stated, it may seem like something else, but it's not. So hopefully and thankfully you now realize that there's a reason behind the things I do. And it's not because of certain things that you mentioned in your rant or anything, but again, I do accept your apology because, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody misunderstands facts. But as I stated to you, the facts as to why certain things were happening, why I was banned off certain forums and stuff, all I'm asking is if you please, next time you want to rant on, not me, not just me, because if you want to rant on me again, that's fine. Just, I ask you to do it in a more respectful, more politeful way. But if you want to rant on anybody else, again, do it in a respectful, politeful way, but try to find out the facts first. Again, I accept your apology and thank you for taking down the video. I know you're going to ask me to take mine down, but you know what? I'm going to leave that there because I'm going to provide a link down below for those that do rant against me, that do continuously rant and against me, troll me, if you will, so they can get the message too. Now, speaking of said message, I know there's a lot of trollers out there that go after people like myself because of what we like and what we stand up for. One ranter, if you will, is Melting Man. Now, Melting Man, you do have all the right to rant and everything, but here's the thing. Just like I told Sega Genesis, and Sega Genesis clearly admitted in his comments, you need to get your facts straight before you start ranting on people. I mean, I can understand you wanting the comic to be a certain way. I can understand you wanting people to shut the fuck up when it comes to certain things about the comic. And you have the right to say that, but you need to do it in a more politeful, respectful way. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you're willing to take time out and review the earlier issues of the comic. I respect that. I'm sure everybody else does. But you need to realize that those at the Sega forums, whether I agree with some of their outbursts, whether I agree, well, not the outbursts, but whether I agree with their assumptions or not, or whether I agree with what they say or not, they have a right to say those things. Just as I have a right to do videos and write up things that I feel. And again, Melting Man, I can understand you coming out and saying, look, it's a comic book, guys. Don't go crazy over it. It's just a comic book. It's a story. Well, let me explain something to you, Melting Man, and to anybody else that trolls and rants against people like myself, those at the Sega forums, those at Sonic Stadium, even though they banned me, and even those at the Bumble King forum, even though I'm banned there, and at the Nodhole Village, even though I'm banned there. But as well as those at the Saturday Sonic forums and Saturday Am Sonic, let me explain something to you and to anybody else that trolls and rants against us. We may have our difference of opinions. We may not like certain things. We may hope for certain characters like Princess Sally to remain roboticized. Or, we may dislike a character like Princess Sally to the point that we want to see her blow up or get blown up or something like that. We may show that, we may type and vocally express our feelings about her in that manner. Some of us will. But there are some of us, like myself, that hope she gets restored. That hope things turn out for the better. And we have a right to do that. We have a right to do that. We have a right to have a difference of opinion. It just because people like you, Melting Man, and those that troll against us, troll and rant against us, you guys just don't understand the significance. You see, let me show you from one half of the thing. Let me show you from one half. Okay? One, there's a certain part of the portion of the fan base. Let me put it to you like this. There are huge portions. Let me get shot here. There are huge portions on each side of the fan base. One portion of the fan base wants things back to the way they were before Ian Flynn came on board, and even before Ken Penders came on board. They want things sort of in like the Ben Hurst, Lynn Jensen style of writing. They want all characters treated equally. And there are those on the other side that feel the same way, but those on the other side, on that other huge portion, they want things to represent the games more. They want things to be more game influenced. Hell, I go as far as say they wouldn't mind if every issue was representing a level of a game. That's how much they want things to change too. And for you and anybody else to come out and say, hey, the things that you do against us, you need to get your facts straight. There are those that don't like Ian Flynn's writing right now. They feel that some of the things he does, he cops out. He doesn't really follow through. It doesn't make sense. And there are those that do enjoy his writing and feel what he's doing is great. What he's doing is refreshing. But yet, people like you and every other troll and ranter out there, you guys just don't get your facts straight. I mean, let's take a look. Let's take a look at exactly what I'm talking about. There's a person out there that did a video on me that I knew of that even my family found out about. And my family, more importantly, one of my sisters, thought it could be my nephew that put this together. And my nephew, even though he likes to, be very mischievous at times, he would never do that. And my 8-year-old nephew doesn't even know how to make a video yet. So it was neither one of them. But when they saw the video that this person did to me called Brian the Jacker, or B.W. Rose's the Jacker, again, this person doesn't get the facts straight. It's like I told Sega Genesis. The fact is you need to get your facts straight. And speaking of people that you go against, that you, Melting Man, and anybody else goes against. Melting Man, I am sure you've had people go against you and troll you. And I think you know how people feel when that happens. But let me explain something to you, Melting Man. In fact, let me take you out of the equation right now, and let me put you to the side because I know, Melting Man, like I said, you have a right to rant and say what you want to say, and out of appreciation for you reviewing the earlier issues of the comic, I don't want to put too much of the blame on you, but I do want to put the blame on some people that just don't get the facts straight and they don't understand. You see, when I mentioned the portions on both sides of the fan base wanting things certain ways, again, they have a right to say that. And the reason they have a right to say that is because they're used to seeing it one way or another. I've come out and I've said this about the portion and want things more associated with the games. I've come out and I've said that this show right here, Sonic X, this show right here is more or less more or less, the sate-am of this generation, of the past 9 years. That's what it's been in the 3 years that it was all new, and with the possibility of there being a fourth season, according to several sources. The thing is, that has been the sate-am of a new generation, and that is why that portion, which is part of that generation, want things to be more like that in the comics. And they have a right to want that. But then again, you have those that want things like this was. They want things back to almost similar to what it was. And again, you can't blame them for that, and you can't troll against them for that. You can't rant against them about that. Now, Melty Man, let's bring you back into the equation. Melty Man, this is one of the things you need to get your facts straight about. The fact is, there's a lot of us that have a difference of opinion. All right? There's a lot of us that have a difference of opinion. Do we all agree with each other? No. No, we don't. We don't always agree with each other. We never will. We never will agree with each other. There's always going to be a difference. And why? Because unless you get your facts straight, you would realize there's different continuities out there of the Sonic franchise. The two main ones are the comic book sate-am section, and the other is the Sonic X video game section. Those are the two main portions of the fan base, along with all these other medium-sized or smaller-sized portions of the fan base because of different continuities. I mean, you have fans that enjoy the storybook series on the Wii, that have been on the Wii. You have people that have enjoyed the Chronicles. You have people that have enjoyed Unleashed. And when they did Sonic Generations, which I am proud to say that I not only own, but I passed and beat, along with help from my teenage nephew, but I can say that on my own I beat the final boss. The fact of the matter is, when that game was made, despite what people say, that was to try to bring both fan bases together. Because the classic Sonic represented the Sonic of sate-am and of the earlier issues of the comic. That's why that was done. You see, what I'm trying to say, folks, is this. Melty Man, I hope you'll understand this. When you want to rant against somebody, make sure you have feasible evidence. Don't say something that you think, oh, I know what this guy's about, or I know what this girl's about, and blah, blah, blah. Have feasible evidence. It's kind of like what's going on with the Wrestling Jesus version 1 right now and his situation with the Off the Rope show. He has no evidence whatsoever of the things he said against them when they did their announcement of the newsletter and everything a few days ago. He has no physical evidence. He has no actual feasible evidence. All right? It's kind of like with those that troll against Zeren Isaac. They have no feasible evidence of the things that they say about him. So what you need to do before you come out and you rant against people like me, you need to have your facts straight and you need to have reasonable evidence. Ask Sega Genesis, who I accepted his apology at the beginning of this video. I gave him, and again, the link will be provided below, I told him exactly the truth. I told him why certain things were the way they were. So hopefully, you people watch this video, and Melty Man, no offense, but please get your facts straight before you rant on people. Please watch this video. Comment down below, respond if you want. I'll talk to y'all later.